I was in the dark retreat for 28 days and didn't really come in with much of an expectation. I had had someone tell me a little bit about his experience, and he was quiet about giving me any expectations, I think just so I would have a pure experience going in. I went in with the purpose or the goal of, I really wanted to see what was underneath everything. What's underneath when all stimulus is taken away, what's left behind. And it was an extraordinarily intimate experience where on day 3 or 4 I think I realized, oh wow, this is longer than I thought it would be. It's going to be harder than I thought it would be, and significantly more interesting than I thought it would be, while not being interesting at all, if that makes any sense. It was this incredible juxtaposition of having literally nothing to do but be in my own mind and my own body and my own being, and yet have insight come through and answers to questions come through in ways that I didn't expect. I think I expected it to be otherworldly, when in fact it was significantly innerworldly, where I got to dive into my own psychology, into my own being, into my own mind, into my own patterns, into my own history intimately, and see my entire life in a correlated timeline, as opposed to broken up sections that had no intersection between them. So in that regard, it was amazing. It was literally a life-changing experience to look back over 40 years and say, oh wow, I can see how it's all connected at once, or all connected in one line, as opposed to all of these just disjointed periods and time frames and relationships and experiences that have nothing to do with each other. So I highly, highly recommend it. I would say there is no expectation coming in. Be ready to spend a lot of time with yourself. Be ready to spend all of the time with yourself, and be willing and open to receive what comes through you, and to find out what is underneath everything, what's underneath your, all of the constructs that we have set up in our lives. So you have no phone, you have no internet, there's no one to talk to, there's no television, there's no distraction, you can't see anything. Literally, people keep asking, well, when you turned lights on, what was it like? And there were no lights. So you're not seeing your food, you can't see your hand in front of your face, and it takes all of the focus outward and puts it all inward, and you start to realize just how distracting the outside world really is when it's gone in a heartbeat. So I would recommend to anyone who's curious or on the fence of doing this to give it a go. You can always pick a short amount of time. You can always knock on the door and say, I've had enough, it's time to leave. But I definitely recommend having some courage, having some compassion with yourself, and saying, yeah, I'm going to see what's on the other side, and I'm going to see what's underneath.